Okay, so we did asanas. Now we just completed head, all the asanas, physical exercise. Now it's time for rest. The last asana is called shavasana. So in shavasana, you lie on the ground flat. This is, I'll take you to what's called Yog Nidra. Yog Nidra is a active form of sleep. Normal sleep, 7 to 8 hours, is a passive way of your body repairing. Okay, active way of repairing your body is by doing Yog Nidra. So this is a yogic exercise, or the last asana called Shavasana. So lie down, you relax, you need that relaxation after that much of woke up. Hands by your side, head is straight up. Then you breathe in through your nostrils. Be mindful, concentrate, visualize where the air is coming from, it's free. Always there, you don't have to worry how it goes down through your windpipe into lungs, and then from lungs to heart, and then oxygen is carried by hemoglobin, red blood cells to 50 trillion cells in your body. That's what's called mindful, being mindful of what your functions happens in your body, because if you do that, then you can actually realize that the strength that you get in healing is what has happened. Just close this. What happened? Okay, so all right. So we are doing what's called Shavasana, dead corpse position. And so actually, this is called active sleep. If you have passive sleep, you require 7 to 8 hours. If you have actively, because the sleep is basically repair of your body. It's like, we'll celebrate Holi this week. Holi, what it does is, it's called para. Any kind of para means like a joint or a break. So Hindus, our rishis, munis, were very smart. They gave us through the ear breaks, because we are emotional beings, we are not machines. We need breaks. So every month in Hindu calendar, there is a festival. And there's a reason why. One is actually the relationship of sun and moon and the Brahman and the astronomy of it. Planetary activities that happen is very conducive. Say for Holi, for example, the sun, we just celebrated, Makar Santi. So sun moves in a position from what's called a position into a state which is 180 degrees directly opposite to the position of moon. So it actually facilitates activities in a person. So if somebody really wants to do something different, so what happens is it's called transformative activity is raised in anyone who actually tries to do something at a Holi, at the day before Holi or before the kala, the thing that we play with. But the night before, the whole alignment actually facilitates. If you want to have some kind of a resolution, New Year is not the day. It's actually the day of Holi. Because if you put 1%, the universe probably puts about 99% because of the position. So different positions in the astronomical sense is, as I said, we live by energy, but because we can't comprehend, we don't give any credit to it. But if you keep doing yoga and deep spirituality of any form, but if you, especially with Hinduism, you'll be able to understand the concepts that will help you align in your life what you want to do. So Yog Nidra is part and parcel of this thing. So this is called actively sleeping. So in this phase, you are actually becoming mindful. So first thing is breath, expressing gratitude to oxygen, where it comes from. Visualize, because visualization is power. If you want to really achieve something, you have to imagine. Because if you'll agree with me, that even laptop was somebody's thought, was an imagination, and then they made it. Okay, so that's how it came out. Anything and everything in life is like that. So the power is actually in that. Physically, we can then manufacture and do things, which is the later part of it. But most of us don't realize, we only see the creation of it rather than how it's done. So in Yoga Nidra, we concentrate internally. So watch now, with the first step is breath through your nostrils, that it goes to the lungs. Visualize lung. because it's your body. You should know your body. It's not only doctors should know your body. There are 800,000 alveoli spaces in which the gas converts into blood, and oxygen especially binds to what's called hemoglobin to get blood cells, is pumped to the heart, and heart pushes it to 50 trillion cells in your body. It's your body, you should know. But the advantage of knowing it and being mindful is then your efficiency of oxygenation of your body increases. It's like if you don't give your attention to your wife, the wife will eat your head day and night, or vice versa, or your children or your neighbors. You become dissociated. Body is not one person, it's 50 trillion cells. You need to be connected to your body to increase its efficiency of physiological functions, and the rest you need to. Okay, so breath. Now, second prana is called apan. Now, this time take your attention to the belly button area, because when you exhale, you press on your belly button, then the air comes out. With that, now visualize from leg to head as the blood returns to the heart, goes to the lungs, and as it comes out, what does it bring out? Carbon dioxide and other stuff, yeah? So at a level of atomic, molecular level, you can understand, if you know breath properly, you can actually increase the efficiency of your metabolism, because there's 2 atoms goes with oxygen, but 3 comes out with carbon dioxide. So the problem with Western learning is they give you dot points very well, but they don't teach you the interconnectivity of what it means and how it applies to your life. While the Eastern Oriental teachings are greater in that way, because it gives you the connections of the meanings of what it happens, not at only a physical level, but to your mental and even at a spiritual level, there's a connection to it. Now, the third prana is called Saman. So now breathe in, the first one heart, second one belly button, third one bring your attention between your belly button and your heart. Visualize this called Jatharagni, like sun outside. Because of sun, this universe survives, and because of stars, other universes. So in the body, there is a reflection of sun in the body in forms of Jatharagni. It's 2 molar hydrochloric acid that drives the energy. So if you are warm, you are alive. If you are cold, you are dead. So increase the concentration of activity on that by visualizing. And I mentioned why visualization, why imagination. Now breathe again, the fourth. Follow with your breath. The fourth type of prana is called Udan. Udan is reflective of ocean, moisture. So like Earth is surrounded by 70% water, ocean. Body is 70% water. It gives you shitalta, cohesion. Water is the electrical conduction to the ionosphere, the electricity, the connection, electromagnetic waves. That fluid inside your body, if you know how to tap into it, that's how you develop these connections with the energy that is outside. So make sure you have water. There's nothing better to drink than water. No all other mixtures are not good. They might be tasty, they might be make you feel high and stuff. That's a different thing altogether. But it's the pure water is what the body requires. Okay, so breathe again. Deep breath. Now include first, second, third, fourth, fifth is called Dhyan. Dhyan is reflection of your like bones, muscles, joints, 205 bones, 30,000 kilometers of blood vessels, nerve system. There is a networking inside your body. For that to function, you have to visualize as well. It's a reflection of different planes of your existence. I talked about electrical energy, chemical energy, biological, all these different levels to atomic and subatomic. So as medical professionals, we are able to measure these. But the body is more than that, okay? Because it's not just an artificial machine. Breathe again. Now, second component what makes this body is food and drinks. So if from a baby to adult, the only thing that has made you what you are is food. So you have to be very careful what you put in, because the body becomes that what you eat. It is not about ideology. It's not about scary tactics. It's basically what you put in your body will become that, because your control is bringing what you want to from wherever you want to, coast or farm, your choice. But as a human, you have to decide what you are putting in your mouth. It's your choice. That's the only control you have. Are you, like at the moment, 80 billion animals are killed in the world. just to feed people. Is this ethical? Is this the right thing to do? You have to think, not nobody else should tell. When we talk about climate change, what produces methane gas? Cattle farming. What causes deforestation? Cattle farming. What causes the most amount of damage? So don't be choosy like that little girl from Sweden or wherever she's barking around, not even completed high school, and flying in high jet, producing carbon prints all over all the world and talking loud big and eating McDonald's. What's the point? This is a hypocrisy of the world. Think what you are doing, because what you put in your mouth, the control, as I said, is the only level up to chewing. Whole food, not juices. Whole food is what the body requires. That's why you have 32 teeth. If you want to just take juice, just have a bird like, a mouth. Use the teeth, because the digestion starts in mouth. Your blood pressure control happens from the mouth. Your heart rate controls from the mouth. Your neuronal activity starts from the mouth. Because colored fruits, colored vegetables stimulate different chemical reactions, nitrite to nitrite. You probably know, if you know chemistry, how it changes your blood vessel wall. How does the blood flow? And immediately thereafter, your food pipe is involuntary. You have no control. 8 meters of large bowel, small meters of 2 meters of small, you have no control on what's happening. You have put something, the body will now do whatever it is. 70% of your immune system is lying within your gut. If you don't look after your gut system, your immune system goes dysfunctional. And I don't have to mention what are the foods that will damage them, and what are the foods which will protect it. It's very thin. And what is appropriate. Because if you have what's called a low-grade chronic inflammatory reaction in your bowel, which is done by irritations, by acid foods, which comes from meat, refined foods, all these things, they cause chronic inflammatory reaction, and that is the primary cause of dementia, Alzheimer's, heart disease, stroke, autoimmune diseases, thyroiditis, pancreatitis, and you name it. There is all this is happening rapidly in the world now. So think what you put, because thereafter it's not in your control. Now bring your attention. The third component is your excretory system. Also of that, 90% is involuntary, parasympathetic, subconscious, kidney, ureter, bladder. Ours is, the sewage system helps with the toilet and part that we do. But sweat and other things, that's why yajna used to be done before. Because yaj, havan, part of it, when you eat fewer things in fire doesn't keep anything and it spreads. It actually becomes antibacterial. It cleanses your house, your neighborhood, and everywhere. It's a moral responsibility of a human being to actually make sure and neutralize all the toxins that we produce. That is the reason. Now, take your attention to your tips of your fingers, your wrist, your elbow, your back of your neck. Go down the vertebral column, right to the sole of your feet. Come in the front, knee, thighs, your pelvic area. Ida, Pingla, Shushimna, the nerve part. Ida is related to the positioning of moon. Okay, and that's self-explanatory what it does, hormone system. Right side is Pingla, which is to do with the sun. Sun is the cosmic soul. Moon is the cosmic mind, the positioning. So I keep bringing it to the holy thing, because this is why Holi is celebrated, because of the positioning of it. And kala means changing, it means transformation. You change your life. That is the day when the planetary systems help you actually make a resolution to become better person. Agni, Holika. Holika comes from what's called hola. When the Indus Valley, when the ancient Hindus used to pray, they used fire always. Because fire is something, when you offer to the Creator, it just goes, it burns and goes. No other way you can give it to the Creator. That is the way. So they used to they do that, Agni. In Agni, Holak is any kind of grains like dhan, like how we make lava bhuja. Those things, that's called hola. From hola came holika. Okay. And Agni what comes from what's called Van in Sanskrit. So Varan system. So colors of different levels of our living. Varan system is, so your either brahmacharya, Chatri, all the different levels of human beings. So on holy day, nobody looks at the difference, they play with each other. So it has a meaning, it is a deep meaning why carry these differences in life. And Agni, fire, so bring the rubbish and other things you burn. So you cleansing, it's very scientific. You have to clean your environment, your home. So Agni and Holika, and those things people used to eat before, Hola to Holika. And you know the story of actually Rishi Kashyap, Hiranyakashyap, and his brother Hiranyakashipu, sister Holika, and how Prahlad, his son, because the elder brother was killed, so the younger brother was angry about what had happened, what Vishnu had done. So Vishnu Puran, they write in story form the same thing. So Holika takes Prahlad, but Holika had a cover. If you read properly, you'll understand it. There was a shawl she had. And when she was in the fire, she put the shawl on Prahlad and protected. Not that some imaginary power came. But what it reflects is actually transformation within Holika, realizing that Dait, the Asuras, that the community that was growing needed to be actually stopped. So she says Prahlad, and Prahlad later on, the whole story. But it was a transformative activity. That is what is the teaching about it. So either in a mythology form or story form, or in a way most people can understand, or in a more abstract form of Yajna, Agni, Vanar system. So you apply to your body. Okay, so your what's called Pingla, the sun. The sun, the circadian rhythm. You like it or not, like the spectrum of colors. You can't have white or you can't be always happy. You can't be always be sad, white or black. But there's a rainbow colors. The rainbow is limited. It's actually much more. 1,000 times different colors are there. So you have to live this life. You have no choice. You can't close yourself. You have to live the world that is there, and learning to live in that life and growing is what is the lesson of actually Holi. Playing the colors the next day of Holi is actually that activity to actually keep yourself. So understand that Pingla, the sun positioning, is actually always in a movement. There's nothing static. So why should we be static? Why should we not actually keep moving and learning and growing? Because your thalamus, your hypothalamus, your pituitary gland, the way they function is actually at the level of the earth orbiting around the sun. So your hormone secretion, your pineal gland, your bone marrow, your mada, maja, asti, your stem cell, all the reserves of your body cells are actually running with the as earth is orbiting. So if you tap into it and want to be healthy, you have to follow some natural rules. Those rules are not by us. It's a natural rule. Or your adrenal gland, how worked up it is, or your vasovagal nerve system, which connects to your tummy or whatever you eat, your eye, your lungs, your heart, your pancreas, all are actually run according to the rules of nature. You can't fight against this. You'll always lose. So you need to actually help yourself by understanding and learning to live and take that next step of actually growing, because when we have brahmacharya, grahastha, vanaspras, sannyas, these 4 phases, they are different colors of life. When you're a child, you are different set of colors to enjoy. When you're a teenager, when you are in grahastha or you're vanaspras, sannyas, you can't be one person. It gives you the opportunity, the holy colors that are there at different places. So you need to actually tap into these things. That is the real meaning of actually holy. Okay, so bring your attention to your 2 eyes. Now see your eyes by your inner eye. It's limited in its capacity. Animals are there to teach you, you can increase, we can increase our level of actually visual acuity, or hearing, or your touch, your taste. And the activities that we do becomes more physiologically much better, like your reproductive function or excretory functions, the way we talk and other things. So think about these things, because these antennas of the body are what actually brings the information to you, and the information is transmitted through your body to each of the cells in an electrical conduction system, which either amplifies your good genes or bad genes. Because genes is just a template, it doesn't cause illness on its own. It's actually the information that is goes around. So your eating habits, your social connections, and the biggest part is your thought process. So think it's actually quite complicated, and in some ways very simple as well. But because as long as it was dharmic nature, spiritual nature, religious nature, people said no, dismiss it. It's not science, but now science validates these things. Okay, so breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, out. So the next plane of actually existence is what called astral plane, or your subtle body, or suksham sharira. So how do you move from this to understand the universe? Yatha Pinde Tatha Brahmanda. What we are is reflective of the. So that goes through your second plane. And if you go through that second plane of understanding the moon, sun position, the nakshatras, the grahas, that's why we pray all these things. Or the Andromeda, Metromeda, now we talk about metaverse, all these things. How the plane of existence from a three-dimensional what we are to 5 dimensions, where time and space becomes one, or particles is waves, mass is energy, and beyond that 6th dimension, and the brain can actually live up to 12 dimensions, which actually means Aham Brahma Asmi, meaning you can actually achieve the qualities of the creator, the universe, which has no limitations. So the potential is always there in this body actually to acquire the qualities of the creator, that energy, and quantum energy, quantum field, quantum jumping, it's called quantum coherence. Or Nasadya Sukta of Rig Veda describes this. As I said, solitude to silence to nothingness gives you abundance of health, wisdom, anything and everything that you want. So knowledge is number one thing. If you don't have knowledge, you can't do anything. The next part is to practice. So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in and out. So come. It's called Yog Nidra, okay? So you have, so Randir always asks me, how do you sleep so less? 2 hours, 3 hours, and still you are awake in the energy, with so much energy. Because when you do Yog Nidra, you actually half the amount of sleep you require. As I said, it's a passive yoga is just sleeping. And if you don't control it, becomes a tamasic, that you just can't wake up, because you become addicted to it. And a lot of people are like that, they can't wake up. But you are actually wasting your body, you are disrupting your system, as I described, with the sun, moon positions. So you have been given a life, it has to be active life, as the earth and other stars and planets are always active. You can't be just sitting. So next part is called breathing exercise. So breathing exercise, we did Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipur, Anahat. So for Vishuddhi, Ajna, Chakra and Sahasrara, you have to do breathing exercises. So breathing exercises then refines you at a metaphysical level, that you start connecting to your internal self that we were talking about. So the first breathing exercise called Bhastika. So breathe in deep. And this you realize will even more difficult to do than your walking exercise, your running, your jumping. Now try and do breathing exercises if you can. If you need a pillow or something to help support, sit, have a pillow, just do, because you need to be sturdy, okay? So breathe in. Bhastika is breathing in through your nostril, breathing out through your nostril. Push your belly button out. You breathe in, breathe out, push your belly button in. And that side, breathing was easy. Every other exercise is actually easier than breathing exercises. Try again. Each of these muscles are being pulled, and you'll have sore tummy for next few days. The obvious part of it is not only pulling your muscles, but using your mind. And when you use your mind, you take out your 60, 70,000 thoughts that come through your mind. Monkey mind, it's called. That's why you exhaust yourself. So concentration of breath actually takes away that. All right. So, okay, so Bhastika Pranayama. One more time. So you're sitting straight, your tummy is only moving, your belly button. Now, if you can't do by sitting, you can use your hands. Synchronize. The message is to put your belly button out and in. So that's called Bhastika. Now we do Agnisar. Agni, fire, belly fire. So you breathe in, breathe out, hold the breath, and then you push your belly button out and in. So one level higher. So you will melt your fat, yeah? You will melt away your belly fat. Right? So try again. It's very difficult. It helps you learn how to hold your breath for longer time. Induces your Agni Shakti. Agnisar it's called. One more time. Okay. Now next one is called Ujjayi. So your throat, what I told about the stem cells in your body, vagal nerve stimulation, your thymus, your immune system. How many vaccines will we take our life? You have to take control one day of your immune system. Doctors, medicine, science is there to help us, patch up things. But no, you have your organs in your thymus becomes smaller as we grow older. Your bone marrow, all the immune cells are there. What happens is we are pacifying them. They are just becoming inert and not awoking. So this exercise is actually induces that. So concentrate on your throat, breathe in through your nostril. You see, it's even hard to breathe. So focus. Vibrations, okay, inside. Stimulates. Variation of it. Put your chin on your chest. Breathe in. When you fill your lungs, then lift your neck up. Close your right nostril. Breathe out to the left. Again. What it does, literally, it helps you actually, your neuronal connectivity increases, your immune system is better, you don't become affected by all these viruses that easily. You're always healthy whole year because your immune system develops. Your neuronal capability, your reaction time becomes slower and slower. Right. That's called Vahi Pranayama. Now after that, so we'll do what's called Vahi Kumbhak. So deep breath is called Abhyantar. All the breath out is called Vahi Vritti. When you hold it, it's called Vahi Kumbhak. So try it, 3 phases of it. Hold it. As long as you can. So you learn to find the space between your breaths. You people, you have studied, atom. It's a space between the atom, which is the energy. It's not the electrons, protons, or neutrons, but the space. Same with breath. If you can come into that space, which this pranayam does, that's why you feel at peace, because you're suddenly in a spot where you'll feel the energy of the Brahman or the creation itself. There's emptiness. And as I say, when you are in emptiness, when there's nothing,
There is where abundance is. So that's what yoga does in the end. It brings you to that level of Hindu spirituality is this, not only on whole baja. You have to actually learn how to refine yourself. In, out. And don't get me wrong, whole baja is very important, okay? It's all very part of stages of learning, as I said, because if we can't automatically go into the energy level of understanding and learning things, you need what's called Newtonian theory or physical level. So dhol baja, practice, reciting, it brings you in a plane of actually growth. And I mean, it's the same thing for me, for everyone. But you have to have the desire and you have to have the discipline to grow. Because if you are just happy with what you are, it's never enough because you're a human and nature of a human is to grow. That is the rule of being a human. I think it might close again. Then if you close, then you can join. All right, I'll try and be quicker. Okay, so next one is called. So next pranayam is called. What's called? So we did Bastika, Ujjayi, Agnisar, Abhayantra. Now we'll do Kapal Bhati. So Kapal is your fontanelle. Okay, it's open until 2 years of age, any child. At that level, a baby is always connecting to the universe because can't speak, can't tell you. Parents don't have knowledge, they don't understand. The child is smiling or crying, they don't know what it means. At 2 years, it closes, child starts speaking. The whole thing is lost. So the whole life of a human being is actually metaphorically to reopen your kapal. And at the antesti, when you go have a funeral thing, symbolically the skull is open to actually expose your kapal to the universe. It's too late. It's like giving water to someone who has passed away. It's actually a reminder of the children and the relatives. Make sure you look after your close family when they are alive. So same thing, if you don't open your kapal bhati while you are alive at the cemetery, it's a bit too late. So the purpose is actually within your lifetime to open, and kapal bhati is the most powerful types of breathing exercise that you can do. It's very difficult. You have to sit rigid. You can get a chair or a wall, but it has to be straight, and it is exhalation exercise. So you breathe out. So you're pushing your belly button in, and breath is coming out. It's rhythmic. It pulls all your muscles, and over time, and when you get into this phase, then you feel the rest and happiness and other things, your connection to the metaverse. Other things will happen over time if you keep practicing. And this is nothing. No, there's no side effect. There's no danger to it. This is about your body. We take more dangerous things in terms of chemicals and other things, and when we don't ask questions. There's nothing really external. This is exercise. This is exercise. Breath is your natural form. You are only making it deeper. You're exercising in a more refined manner. You are becoming more rhythmic. So people scare you for nothing for things like this. Do it at your own pace. You don't have to rush. You don't have to compete. Just try to become. So you exhale. So it's exhalation. Then a vacuum is created. The air goes in. So keep concentrating as you're breathing out. As you learn the rhythm of it, so next time or other times, then we can learn what you do. You insert in mantras. There's affirmations that will lead you to the existence beyond. So the sun, the moon, and beyond the whole universe. How you relate to the energy. There's a path, basically an energy path that you follow. So Doing all this brings to you a state of what's called your beta waves, which is about 25 40 hertz oscillations, comes to like about 7, which is alpha. And as you keep going down, it comes to theta. So when you really truly start down at that level, then only you can meditate. You can't. That's why people fail in meditation, because they think, "Oh, today I'll sit and meditate." Your brain waves is very high. That is what the adult brain wave is. The child brain wave, when it's before the frontal closes, is actually only 4. It's actually in delta. That's why they connect with the universe. So you have to return yourself. When we say do Kapal Bhati, you actually connecting yourself at that level of brain wave. Then you can become multidimensional, more than 3 dimension. Repetitive or hypnotic stage, like when they are 4 to 7 child, just tastes and thinks and listens and then absorbs it. Out there after in the school, repetition. So you have to repeat things to learn. That's alpha stage. So that's why we do jap, we do Ramayana part, we do Gita. We are repeating things. When you repeat things, you are learning. And when you are like about 25 years of age, thereafter it's beta waves, you can't learn anything. So in this state, when you are, it's very hard to learn when you are adult. That's why people fail at every level, either diet or resolutions or anything. So Holi brings you back to this point that when the whole astronomical lining, which is the best on the day of Holi, if you any resolution that you bring in your life, it is transformative. It changes. You put in 1%, they say you get 90%, 99% support from the universe to actually realign yourself in what you want to do your life. And the colors that we play with the following day is reflective of the life of accepting. It's not black and white, it's zones of coloration, either with people or animals or the environment that you live, that you learn to live with. It's not only happiness and sadness, but there's a in the middle ground. So learn to live in that. And if you refuse to do that, you can't go against the law of the nature. Only way to go past is moksha or enlightenment, where there is no dukh, no sukh, no black, no white. It's actually beyond that. And that's where dharam, arth, kam, and moksha comes in. That you dharam, that kala gives you a little bit of happiness by helping, sharing other people. Arth, get some money, gives you a car, house, happiness. Kama, sensual pleasures, gives you happiness. And these our books, our rishis never actually were objected to. You have to leave all these things. But moksha is there as well. It's enlightenment beyond these colors, beyond these zones of life that we live in. So when you reach this stage, then only you can meditate. And I don't know, we can meditate next time because what Jack Sunita is there. So because if you are there for the first time, I don't want you to directly just take into more complicated level of things and you lose the basic foundation of what you need to do first. Yeah, leave it open. But this is the state when you come here now, because you are definitely now in alpha or even going into theta by practice. If you do proper breathing exercise, you'll be in theta. Then if you sit and want to meditate, and meditate could be any Ish Devata you have, on anything that you have, because now your mind is purely in there. And basically it's expression of the qualities of the creator. And so there's a different stage in it. It's called Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. So concentration, then meditation, and then blissfulness, Satchit Anand stage. You go through it. And then I utilize what's called mantra chikitsa. So use Vedic mantras, Sanskrit mantras, which is so I'll just do that part so you can feel the vibration and then we'll stop and then we can next time we can go into more specifics of how to do meditation. Then so sit straight and then breathe deeply. Say Om 3 times. चक्षुर्देहितं पुरुषा चुकृत मुचत पश्ये में शरदा शतम जीवे में शरदा शतम Suniyam Shardashatam Prabham Shardashatam Deenashyam Shardashatadvashyam Shardashatat Yajagrato Durme Devitim Devitim Duramam Jyotisham Jyotirikam Tanme Manashu Sankalpamastu Om Trambakam Nijamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarkmiva Vandana Murtyurmukshma Amritat Om Tejumasi Tejumahide Om Balamashi Balamahide Ojumasi